Be in jail for life.
Yeah, that's another thing. Pops is gonna be in jail as well for conspiracy and all that extra
That's
shit.
another broken family.
Another broken family. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Oh, I wanted to touch on this topic. You probably don't watch the Joe Budden's podcast, right? But
sometimes I do.
But it was on a Patreon exclusive, so those the episodes that you gotta pay for.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break it down, right? And I want to have this conversation, right? So you see, he got the new host that he got on his shit, Ish and Ice.
Yeah.
So those are like people that he kind of grew up with. They his friends, you know what I'm saying? Ish, you know what I mean? So Ish is like real good with business. He's a real good business minded person. Like he's the one that's kind of holding the boat afloat. Cause Ice, I don't really. He cool. He say what he say, but he cool.
Yeah.
But Ish is the one that like combats Joe's takes, you know what I'm saying? So they'll go back and forth. So they was talking about their contract. So Joe Buttons wants the clause in the contract where I could fire you whenever I want to, and I don't have to tell you. I don't have to warn you. So Ish is like, all right, if you putting that in there, I want to put that I could quit whenever I want to, and I don't have to tell you. And Joe's thing is like, but I want to put in there also that you can't start your own podcast when you leave. And it's just like, nigga, I don't care. I don't do this. I'm just doing this for you. I'm helping you right now.
Yeah.
But if we doing contracts, I want it to be fair on both ends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, like, that's where they combating that. Like, what you think about friendship and business? And, like, when it comes to contracts?
I think it's always business.
It's always going to be business.
It's always going to be business, and I think that there's a way to disagree in a respectful manner,
which they did, yeah.
And if you're good at business, you can disagree in a respectful manner and come to a resolve.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, a good business.
Because you know, if you are good at that aspect of it, and you know what you bring to the table, you should know what you're talking about.
If you don't like the situation, step away from it.
Yeah,
no need to like. You know,
and I feel like he likes the situation. He just wants to be secure. Like,
you want to be secure. You want to be respected.
And it's like Joe's like, but how much you getting paid? He like, bro, I don't care about the money. That's cool. That's the extra icing on the cake.
But things go wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But then that's Joe's argument as well because of what Rory and Maul did. We not gonna start no podcast. And then when they leave, they start a podcast. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good podcast, but Joe is like, damn, I feel like I made y'all, and y'all just left me without telling me. So I don't want to go through that again.
This is the thing. Like that, these business situations is a lot like relationships too. You know, in many ways. You know, like in a relationship, you don't get to hold the person unwillingly. You know what I mean? Like you always gotta accept the fact that people have their autonomy. Yeah. You know, and I also like coming up in the industry and hearing people make statements like, "Oh, I put you on," and this and that and the third. It's like I don't like doing that to people. You know what I mean? I feel like it's unnecessary energy.
I think that's trash.
Everybody put their work in. It's like, yeah, like you gave them the platform, but they gotta maintain it and sustain it. And like if that's really your people's, then be happy for them when they move on.
I think that's what taints the culture of hip hop because that's what it was in the beginning. Like I'm gonna put you on because you know what I'm saying. Like they was like, yo, this little nigga Nas is super dope. Let's put him on because we know he could take this further. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's the next evolution of it. Yeah, and like we don't get that within our people. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
like,
you don't.
You don't get that generally. It's like, damn, you see somebody that do better than you, and you like.
But that's capitalism. Yeah. And that's the point of capitalism is to take time. And to take time is to take energy. And that's what it does. Like, they want you to lose your energy, exasperate your energy, lose your focus. Yeah. Because the more they can keep you at the bottom is the more that they can feed the top. Yeah. So when you break out of that cycle of that, like... Yeah. You just let other people prosper, you're going to prosper as well.
And then he hit Joe, bro. He said, but you was the one that's raging against the machine, bro. Now you sounding like the machine. You sounding like the machine. And Joe is like, oh, he just shut up.
But see, that's the thing, that's capitalism. That's like, it gets everybody. Everybody falls for it.
Especially when you get to a certain level.
And America is just what we do. You know what I mean? It's like, it's very much a detailed part of our culture. Yeah. It's just how we like move around in the world.
But that's why I said it's like it threatens the hip hop culture because it was supposed to be teach one, and we
yeah,
grow.
that was the point.
And now certain people, like you said, say, "Oh, I put him on, so da da da." You know what I'm saying?
Or you got the academic types. You know what I mean? Like just want to clown the culture, not realizing that like, yo, you clowning the same infrastructure that's allowing you to thrive and eat in the first place anyway. Because if these older rappers wouldn't have been here in the first place, you would not have this job.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know what the fuck to start at. Yeah,
this job wouldn't even have existed for you. Like, you already getting something handed to you.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So it's like we all came into this, like, even when
it's like going into a hotel.
It's like Brooklyn right now, you know what I mean? Like, Brooklyn's always been a great borough. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Always been one of the best, always been a standout when it comes to talent, art, music, whatever. You know what I mean? But, like, for a while, like, the infrastructure here was really shaky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you look at Brooklyn now compared to when I first was out here, like, 2007 was when I moved over here and I started chilling in Brooklyn realistically in, like, 02, skipping school. And, like, you see the build-up from 2002 to 2022, which is 20 years later, and it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was a kid, I would go over to Bushwick. There was nothing there for me to really do.
Yeah, there was a lot of empty lots and everything.
It's very like Brooklyn, New York in general was very empty. Like, it's like there's more infrastructure here now for people to build. You know what I mean? So like, if you really don't want to be out here and be outside in these streets, like, there's something for you to do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot more infrastructure. Like, even just in general, you know, I see, like, kids have more infrastructure now than we had. Mm-hmm. You know, the way they're able to access information so quickly. Before, like, you used to have to walk to the local library. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See if your moms would even take you there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get a library card, go through the whole process. Like,
but I like that. But I like that better. Cause then you had places to go to as well, like after school programs and shit. These kids now, bro, they just in the crib on the computer.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
I mean, it's cool because you, like you said, you learn whatever you want to at a quick pace. But what if you want to learn some bullshit? You learning bullshit at a quick pace. You know what I'm saying?
Not exactly.
I don't know. It is what it is. I probably got like 2 more topics and we gonna get up out of here. Did you see Draymond Green punch his teammate Jordan Poole?
No, I didn't see that, but I wish I did.
So, I'll show you right after.